Hey guys, today's video is just about my personal opinions and how I feel about this specific topic. Police brutality sucks, and all it is just racially profiling black African American males because they look like they can hurt you. Racial profiling is when you take, this is how I perceive it to be, that's probably not even what it actually means, is when you take the face of someone's, for instance my face, you notice and you take the structure of it, you notice I'm black. That's the only thing I think that you will look at. You don't look at, oh, I have big lips, I wear glasses, no. And you take black and then you take the stereotypes that go along with being black, which is they have no father, they might end up as a prostitute, or for a male, a drug dealer. They went on the wrong path, they were raised in the ghetto, they can't afford a nice car because they won't and can't be anything, and all of these bad assumptions that people have come up with over the last couple years for black people. God, it looks like I'm double. Okay, is it me or my eyes? Like, I'm just going this way. It's okay. Doesn't matter. So, over the last couple decades, no, over the last couple centuries, that's more of a broader and more specific date, white people, not all, but a number of white people don't like black people for whatever reason it is, when the white people, I'm gonna use a technical term, okay? Caucasians, they didn't like African Americans. From when they first took us on the boat to America, it was because that we knew how to survive. We were very smart. But these these racist, manipulative people, they made our ancestors believe that we were nothing, even though we were the best. The N-word originates from Africa, I believe, from the word negus, which means royalty. We call each other this, and somehow they took that word and they just broke it down and destroyed it and made it something so ugly and so vile. Sorry, but my pinky itches right now. And then, okay, now slavery is abolished. Now let's get past the time. Now, since slavery is abolished, but racism didn't stop. Now, people had to risk their own lives to save the future lives. Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks and a lot of other people, they had to risk their own lives just so our lives could be better. Do you know how much of a sacrifice that was? You know how bad the world had to be that you have to risk your own lives. I'm so sorry guys, but my pinky is itching. I think I burned it or something because it's just really, oh God. Okay, and it's sad that they got killed. Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, I'm trying to think of more people right now, but those are just names that you know right off the bat, right? So now time progresses. Now we have this Rodney King situation about where he was beat savagely for literally nothing, for doing nothing. But a white man took it upon himself to think maybe that he's doing something bad, You know why he probably thought that? Because he was black. just because someone is black or white or black, white, purple, pink, orange, green, doesn't mean that they're gonna follow in the footsteps of the idle and ignorant minds that you see on TV, or that you see walking down the street, or as you say, as a stereotype. Just because I'm black doesn't mean I'm gonna follow in the footsteps of the ignorant-minded people who make the stereotypes that we have today. Just because I'm black doesn't mean I like chicken. I do, but still. Just because I'm black doesn't mean this. If you're a police officer right now and you're watching this, I need you to tell your colleagues this. Just because I'm black doesn't mean I'm going to follow in the footsteps of a stereotype. You know, if I was white, it wouldn't be like that. Now would it? So now, thank you for listening. And I'm going to continue on. Oh, God. There was a 12-year-old boy who had a toy gun at the park. And there were some white people there who assumed that it was real and he was going to shoot them. So they called the police. And the police killed the boy. They didn't even try to reason. It wasn't like this boy was like, you know what? Forget all of you guys. I hate you. Get away from me. No. You know what that 12-year-old was doing? Being 12. But because of some ignorant white person, they assumed the worst. White people, not all, but a number of white people assume the worst. Because if a black man happened to walk by that certain white person, they would clutch their purse tighter than anything. They would hold on to that purse as if it was their life. They would hold on to that phone as if the phone was going to walk away from them. You know how sad that is? But Now let's reverse the roles. Let's reverse the roles. There was a mass shooting that took place where a white man stepped into a movie theater full of people and just shot them. Like literally just went in to kill. Dressed as a Joker and everything, orange hair, all of that. Went in and deliberately came in there to kill. Shot a bunch of people, killed mothers, fathers, babies, uncles, aunts, granddads, grandparents, someone's family member. There was another mass shooting that took place where a white man went into a school, an elementary school, went into, I believe, a kindergarten classroom. He came in and began to just shoot like there was no tomorrow. Both of these men were convicted. It was straight and obvious that there was a whole news report about this. About how they did this. It was evidence proven. They were socially awkward, and these were the excuses that the news came up with. No, this was the excuses that came up with. I don't know who came up with them, but these are some stupid and ignorant excuses. Because they were socially awkward growing up. They played shooting video games growing up, meaning that they already knew how to work a gun. Then it was this, and then it was a bunch of other mindless and ignorant excuses they came up with. And you want to guess what happened? Let's take a guess. They were not convicted of anything but having a mental disability. Really? That is how you feel. That really, okay. That is how you look at this as a mental disability. They don't get any parole, jail time, nothing to prove that this system isn't corrupt and messed up. But if a black man were to do that, how much you want to bet the SWAT team, FBI, everybody and their mama would have been sitting out there waiting for this man to get arrested? And they would have been convicted of murder, of life sentence, or they would have been just executed. Really? But a white man does it, and all they get is a mental disability. They can still roam the streets, walk around, do whatever they want, but they can't get convicted. They can't be shown that this world doesn't allow anything. Growing up, I thought everybody was equal. I believe that there was no such thing as segregation. No matter how much I would hear about it, I didn't believe it. I didn't care. It wasn't. And as I grow up, and I'm still learning about this world, don't get me wrong. I'm only 14. I learned what this thing called white privilege. White privilege is, you guys know what a privilege is when you don't have to work for it. You just get it. It's kind of like a slide for something, you know. A privilege is, you know, a given, you know. White privileges, that's what a white privilege is when white people tend to get away with things. And I will have the actual description, the actual definition of a white privilege in the description box down below, if I can remember. And white people have a privilege. They don't have, it's just a given. If you're born white, thin hair, blue, brown, green eyes, you know, thin lips, you know, I'm just going with stereotypes now. Because that's what a lot of white people been doing to me, giving me stereotypes. That I would be loud, ghetto, and I won't be anything. But who was number 10 in their 8th grade class? I was. So, listen to this one. Who got all of their freshman high school credits complete? Spanish, math, English, social studies, and science. The full 5 credits of core standards in their 8th grade year. I did, along with a lot of other black men and women, or black males and females if you want to be that type of person. So stop with the stereotypes because they suck. # Black Lives Matter. Thanks for watching.